as we look at the tail of the tape, Julian Giustiniano, 26 years old, against the 20-year-old Marwan Rahiki. 8-centimetre height advantage for Rahiki, and an 8-centimetre reach advantage for Rahiki as well. So let's see whether he can take advantage of that against a tough wrestler. So it's probably a classic striker versus grappler-wrestler matchup. So we know where the fight's going to be attempted to go, we think. But this sport always seems to surprise us.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight will be contested over 3 5-minute rounds in the eternal featherweight division. And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 65.4 kilograms and trains under Luke Pizzuti out of Lions Den Academy, making his pro debut tonight inside the Eternal Cage, fighting out of Morocco by way of Sydney, Australia. This is Marwan Rahiki. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 65.6 kilograms and trains under Rodrigo Geraldes and Oliver Barley out of Bravos, BJJ and the LLC. Boasting an undefeated professional record, 1 win, no losses. Fighting out of Perth, Australia. Make some noise for Julian Gladius Giustiniano. And when our action begins, our referee in charge, Slade Norris.
Slade Norris has the assignment for this fight that we've been looking forward to. And you can see that Giustiniano is not looking at Rahiki at all, so no eye contact there.
Well, he'll need to in a second.
He certainly will.
Because he's got a really dangerous striker in front of him. And look at the boys as they square off. Direct eye contact now as this one gets underway. 2 top young talents. Yeah, and head-to-head classic striker versus grappler matchup. There's some crisp hands early from the blue corner.
Speaking of matchup, this matchup presented by Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey.
And that's what Rahiki needs to do. He needs to make Giustiniano respect his punches and try and keep the wrestler at bay. Try and make him take a bad shot and find him on the counter. Oh, that one just glancing off the liver, that spinning attack from the Moroccan.
Yeah, Giustiniano didn't like that. And again, you said it best, Matthew, basically the takedown defense of Rahiki is going to be key for him in this matchup.
Yeah, and a pretty desperate shot there from Giustiniano. Just drops his head forward. Good wrestling attacks are from a good foundation of posture and base. So he needs to change his levels, penetrate deep, and cut an angle. He can't just reach in against a dangerous striker like Rahiki, who's having a bit of success early in round number 1. Giustiniano could probably do with just getting on his bike for 5 or 6 seconds, taking a couple deep breaths as Rahiki just slaps a kick in to the body, having great success with the kicks early. Giustiniano touches him with a little piece of leather, if you don't mind.
Yeah, he has got some striking ability, but again, you think that the striking advantage would go to Rahiki.
Rahiki, he can't get too complacent. He's having good success, but he needs to stay the course, needs to be patient. He can't allow that. Beautiful hip toss there for Rahiki. That's unexpected.
Yeah, totally
Giustiniano
unexpected.
just committing too hard to that whizzer, which allowed Rahiki the opportunity to get his hips low and flicks him over the top and ends up in half guard. Good solid half guard. He's lost the underhook on the far side, but doing well to distribute his weight to over the left arm of Giustiniano to kill that. Might look to uncork a couple elbows here now, the blue corner.
Yeah, he's forcing the elbow into the chin, and nice work by Giustiniano. But again, he wanted it on the ground, but he probably didn't expect it to be on the bottom.
Yeah, Giustiniano did a good job to turn that half guard in and insert a butterfly hook and use that to stand up. A couple good punches there from the rear corner, Giustiniano. He's spoken about how his game's improved. And a huge right hand from Rahiki.
Giustiniano is hurt, but this is what he wanted. Great work by Giustiniano, but the elbows from the bottom by Rahiki That's what he needed. No nice elbow.
That's exactly what I was saying, Brett. If he hurts Giustiniano, he can't just rush in, because the wrestler's natural instinct is just to drop and explode on those hips. And now he finds himself in a position where he's got his back taken. One hook in on the near side.
Great defense by Rahiki.
And good decision making from Giustiniano to abandon that, and he's right where he wants to be now. Deep on a single leg. Head to the outside. And does well to finish. Up against the cage now. 1:40 to change his fortunes early in this fight, Brett.
Yeah, a lot of action. You can tell the power advantage from Rahiki. Again, he got impatient after that. He had Giustiniano hurt, and he took his opportunity to get it down to the mat, and he's able to find himself in top position now. See whether he can keep it here.
Gets his feet on the hip to create space, does Rahiki. Explodes just to find a committed wrestler, Giustiniano, back in on him with an underhook and an overhook. Tries to use that same maneuver, but didn't quite have the angle this time to get the hip toss.
Rahiki's very strong.
Yeah, he's very strong, and only 2 weeks to get ready for this fight. Like, in the future, we could potentially see him down at bantamweight, which is a scary prospect for the tall Moroccan kickboxer.
Another punch landed there from Rahiki, so Giustiniano's got to be careful of those strikes getting through.
Yeah, with 40 seconds left, I feel like the blue corner will be looking to settle down their man and just get him back to basics as he looks to frame off and does well to travel out towards the open side. The hand down and the body turn, potentially looking to spin. Half-hearted committal to the calf kick. Requires a lot of timing and looks to get a takedown of his own, trying to send a message. And a beautiful little switch out from Giustiniano kills that. He'll crank down on that leg, look to try and get his hips out to the right-hand side. Good committal from Rahiki, who's staying deep on that leg, but this is a wrestler's ballpark. And he looks to come up to an eye-right position, picking up that ankle and get straight to his back. High-risk stuff there from Rahiki, but potentially a little bit of inexperience sneaking in there late, playing into the wheelhouse of Giustiniano, round number 1.
I thought that was a great round, and a great round of action where, again, Rahiki had Giustiniano hurt. I thought that he rushed in a little bit too quickly. We was about to see on the Jiu-Jitsu Club replay, and the ground game was probably owned a little bit more from Giustiniano, but it was a very nice hip toss by Rahiki, which surprised us both.
It was.
That was it there.
That's beautiful. That's worth a couple points of judo and a green belt when he gets back home, if you don't mind. There was that butterfly, using that to wrestle up to the underhook. And when Rahiki gets wild, he opens himself up to this.
Yes.
When he's staying nice and calm and patient on the outside, he's well and truly in control. But moving forward into the second round, you bet that Lions Den will help settle the man down. It's his professional debut. Just try and bring him back to basics, where he's having so much success. On the other hand, the red corner, Giustiniano, well, if he's going to shoot from far on the outside, he needs to drop his height and level change with good posture. He can't just dip his head, because the Moroccan kickboxer could easily just put a knee right on the button and end this one. Round number 2 underway now. Fantastic first round, Brett.
Yeah, certainly it was. Back and forward action. Both guys had their moment. We caught in our preview perfectly, really. We know where both fighters, guys' strengths are. Let's see what happens in round number 2, where they can take advantage of those attributes.
And it's a more patient start already.
Body shot.
Wow.
Body shot.
The body shot does the damage.
This one's
and
over.
The referee comes in, saves the
Shut
day.
him down.
Signed, sealed, and delivered on professional debut. Marwan Rahiki out of Lions Den. Much more patient start to round 2. Found the liver, rips it out of his body and holds it up like he's in an Indiana Jones flick. What a performance, Brett.
Fantastic finish. We saw it straight away. The body just shut down. Giustiniano didn't want to accept it, but again, he's angry at himself. He knows he got caught, left himself open, and that's the power of Rahiki. We knew that he had the power advantage and Giustiniano had the wrestling advantage. And that's how it ended. He caught it up right in the liver and got it done early in round number 2 as we look at it on the Jiu-Jitsu Club replay.
Yeah, and I said there's a need there for precision from Marwan. And look at that. That's picture perfect. Classic kickboxing combo. Jabs upstairs. A little bit of mercy shown almost prematurely as the referee was on the other side of the cage. It took a while to get there. Look at that. That's just pinpoint accuracy from Marwan. Had that thing on a laser beam. just jabbing away and crossing away to get Giustiniano's hands high.
Wow.
We call it handcuffing in our striking system. Get it, not the pink fluffy ones, Brett, but just getting the hands up over the forehead, which opens up the body, and it only took one to the liver to get this one done.
And Rahiki learned from the first round where he had Giustiniano hurt and rushed in. He didn't rush in then, basically took his time, knew he had Giustiniano hurt, finished the fight, and forced Slade Norris to go in and finish it. Let's send down to Blake Richardson to put it in the books.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge has called a stop to this fight at 28 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner via TKO, Marwan Rahiki!